Antiques Roadshow guest stands firm. The story behind the falcon statue and its unwavering owner. The moment was one of those rare Antiques Roadshow gems, where an object's beauty, history, and emotional weight eclipsed even its monetary value. Will Farmer, the ceramics expert, had seen countless treasures over the years, but the peregrine falcon statue held a particular magic. Its wings, frozen mid-sweep, seemed ready to take flight. Its glazed feathers shimmered under the studio lights. Yet, for all Farmer's enthusiasm, the owner remained unmoved. The guest, a middle-aged man with an air of quiet resolve, listened politely as Farmer gushed about the statue's craftsmanship. But when the valuation came, a couple of £1,000, he merely nodded. No widened eyes, no gasp of surprise. Just a firm, very nice. Still not going anywhere. The legacy of Ken Bright. Farmer's admiration for the falcon wasn't just about aesthetics. The piece was a testament to Ken Bright, an artist whose name deserved far more recognition. Born in 1939, Bright had been a quiet revolutionary in the world of studio ceramics. Unlike the mass-produced pottery of the mid-20th century, his work was intimate, each piece a labor of obsession. He didn't just sculpt birds, Farmer explained. He studied them. Spent hours at the Falconry Center in Gloucestershire, watching how they moved, how their feathers caught the light. That's why this piece feels alive. Bright's career had been a mix of passion and obscurity. After studying at the Portsmouth School of Art, he worked at goldsmiths during the 1960s, a hotbed of artistic experimentation. Yet while his peers chased trends, Bright remained devoted to his two great loves, horses and birds of prey. His work was never flashy, never designed for mass appeal. That, Farmer argued, was what made it special. In the art world, we often celebrate the loudest voices, Farmer mused. But Ken, he was all about precision, about capturing a single moment in clay. That's why pieces like this are so rare and so valuable. The aunt's secret history. The falcon's journey to Antiques Roadshow was just as intriguing. The guest's late aunt, a woman whose name he kept private, had acquired it from Bright himself. She worked in London in the 70s, the guest explained. Met Ken through mutual friends. He wasn't famous, but if you knew his work, you knew. The aunt had kept the statue for decades, displaying it proudly in her home. When she passed away, it went to her nephew, not because he was a collector, but because he'd always admired it. I remember visiting her as a kid, he said. That falcon was the first thing you'd see when you walked in. She'd say, "That's not just a bird, that's a piece of someone's soul." At the time, I thought she was being dramatic. Now, I get it. Why the refusal to sell? For many Antiques Roadshow guests, a high valuation leads to immediate thoughts of auction houses and eager buyers. Not this time. "She'd kill me," the guest said flatly when Farmer prodded. "My auntie will turn in her grave, won't she?" It wasn't just about guilt, though. The statue was a tangible link to a woman he'd loved, and to an artist whose work had moved her. Selling it would feel like betraying both of them. Farmer, though disappointed, understood. Some pieces aren't meant to be sold, he conceded. They're meant to be kept. The bigger picture, art, value, and memory. The falcon story raises a question. What really gives an object value? For the art market, it's about rarity, provenance, and the artist's reputation, but for most people, it's about memory. A painting isn't just pigment on canvas. It's the Sunday afternoons spent staring at it in a grandparent's house. A vase isn't just clay. It's the sound of a mother's laughter as she arranges flowers. The guest's refusal to sell wasn't stubbornness. It was loyalty. In a world where everything has a price, some things are priceless. As the segment wrapped up, Farmer grinned. Well, if you ever change your mind. A quiet triumph for sentiment over profit. As the cameras stopped rolling and the crowd dispersed, the falcon statue was carefully wrapped back in its protective cloth, its gleaming feathers hidden from view once more. The guest tucked it securely under his arm, as if shielding it from the whispers of potential buyers who had lingered nearby, hoping for a change of heart. Farmer watched him go, shaking his head with a mixture of admiration and resignation. That's the thing about this job, he remarked to a fellow appraiser. The best pieces always belong to the people who won't part with them. For the guest, the experience had only deepened his appreciation for the statue. Walking through Crystal Palace Park, he paused by the lake, unwrapping the falcon just enough to let the sunlight catch its wings. He chuckled to himself, imagining his aunt's voice, sharp but fond, saying, "You'd better not have let some stuffy."